Politicians are protected by guns, so why the hell shouldn't we? I think that my family that died in the Holocaust, honestly, they would agree.
Holding in the way, that's what I heard them say. They used to heed the words he said, but that was yesterday. Gold will turn to gray, and youth will fade away. They'll never care about you, call you holding in the way.
Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Old Men in Chairs. And even though it's a Tom McDonald day and David is here, we're not going to do Tom's new song because we don't understand it. We don't know what he's doing. But we do understand Hi-Rez. Anyway, welcome, David.
Well, good to be here, Corin.
And we previewed Hi-Rez's song as we did with Tom's song, and we've chosen to go with Hi-Rez today. It's a pretty simple message.
We were triggered by this one.
We've been triggered. Or somebody's going to get triggered by this.
Criminals get weapons easily, I wanna get weapons easily too. They call me radical, but they didn't call it radical when Hitler was seizing the Jews, or Fidel Castro was seizing the land, or Mao Zedong was keeping their food, or Stalin and Lenin and Mussolini was brainwashing and teaching the youth. Between me and you, I wish we didn't have guns, but we live in a world where we do. If she gon' have weapons and he gon' have weapons, then I will be damned if I don't have one too. Government buildings protected with weapons, meanwhile schools are protected with signs that say that we don't allow weapons inside. I'm sure that that's really been saving kids' lives. They call me brainwashing radical just cause the last couple of years I've been changing my mind. Don't even turn on the news anymore nowadays. The media wasting our time. You okay with the guns in the movies and music, not those exercising their rights. You do not care when black children get shot in Chicago, but mad when the cop is just white. And if the...
What'd you get out of that?
Well, a lot of information there about how many past governments have seized weapons from the masses and then turned on them and basically took away all their freedoms because they could.
You know, it's interesting that most of these mass shootings occur in so-called gun-free zones, where the shooter can go in and have a fairly good idea that no one else is going to have a gun.
Yeah.
How stupid is that?
Yeah, try it in Texas.
There's that one video where some guy pulls a gun at a convenience store and every other customer unloads on him.
Yep.
Like 5 people all carrying.
It happened in Rochester at McGregor's Bar. A kid came in there with a .22 rifle and there was 3 off-duty cops and they just blazed them.
Oh.
Yeah.
But this idea that you're going to be okay in a gun-free zone, well, if they believe that, why don't they make, like Congress, a gun-free zone? So we've got a lot of violent imagery of people, thugs on the street, shooting each other, gang activity. You mentioned Chicago. I don't know if this is Chicago, but it could be any big city. Mm-hmm. Chicago has the strictest gun laws in the nation, but they have no trouble. The gangs have no trouble getting guns illegally or carrying guns. Nothing happens to them.
No, wherever there's prohibition, there's a bootlegger.
You do not care when black children get shot in Chicago, but mad when the cop is just white. And if the lyrics been pissing you off in this song, then you only mad cause I'm right. I know you the type, just blaming the right. It probably help you sleep better at night, but truth is ain't nobody coming to save you, so I'm gonna suggest you protect your own life. I ain't a Democrat, I ain't Republican, I'm just a rapper showing you the light. Biggest mass genocides were always the government on their own people. I'm not gonna wait around for the sequel. All of these people in power are evil. All these celebs are protected by weapons, but they criticizing us all from their throne. They live behind guard gates that have armed guards, but don't want you protecting your home. Tell me how you...
Now we got images of Hitler and all kinds of tyrants and...
Yep, and genocide. Every case of modern day genocide was preceded by...
I think one of those was a prisoner in a concentration camp. The images are going by pretty fast.
Yeah, some kind of probably experimental medical process.
I'm going to go back a couple and watch that again.
Yeah.
All of these people in power are evil. All these celebs are protected by weapons, but they criticizing us all from their throne. They live behind guard gates that have armed guards, but don't want you protecting your home. Tell me how you gonna be both anti-gun and anti-police all at the same time. If you don't have weapons and they don't have weapons, then tell me please, who gonna be stopping the crime? So you want the government having the weapons? I've seen this before in most recent times. Defund the police, burn down the streets. That wasn't an accident, that was designed. Politicians are protected by guns, so why the hell shouldn't we? I think that my family that died in the Holocaust, honestly, they would agree. And
bunch of dead bodies on a dump truck.
Some real images of recent history.
Man's inhumanity to man.
Yeah.
Good argument for having a gun.
If I support guns in America, I'm just looked at as a racist Republican. But if we arm in Ukraine, it's stunning and brave. They clapping like seals and they loving it. A school shooter killed my cousin, and the damn city did nothing. Both parties just politicized it, no one offered nothing constructive. They told the cops to wait outside, they told them not to rush it. I got no love for the government, God the only one I'm trusting.
I don't know who we can trust. All we really got is us. They coming for the ones you love. Ain't nobody taking my guns.
Well, we do want to turn now to a growing trend in gun sales in America. So far this year, the FBI has conducted more than 28 million firearm background checks, and among them is an increasing number of women. An industry trade group says women have accounted for about 40% of gun sales in recent years.
Okay, so I didn't stop at that much. I was kind of mesmerized by all those images, all those horrible images. Well, they say, you know, when you need help in seconds, police are only minutes away.
Yeah, and remember, action is always faster than reaction. So if somebody got the drop on you, they got the drop on you.
Yeah, bullets travel pretty fast. How many
Yeah.
feet per second?
1,300, 1,500, 2,000.
Yeah, it's hard to duck them too at that speed.
Well, and then the brain to the trigger time is pretty quick too.
No.
Yep.
But we're encouraged not to talk about certain issues.
Right.
And
And
you know,
is
number
that-
one on that list is medical misinformation. According to YouTube, we can't say anything that would contradict the WHO or local health authorities.
So is that another freedom that they just keep taking away one by one by one?
It's freedom of speech. You can't
Exactly.
talk about certain items on their channel.
Yep.
Now you can go other places and talk about them.
Yep.
But YouTube is the biggest public square in the world in terms of the number of people watching. And
But the violence you can see on there is unprecedented through
oh,
movies and
all that violence that went by there,
Yeah.
that
YouTube.
won't get censored.
no.
In fact, I think
Yeah,
he had
yeah.
a paracel. I don't know if it was actually from the Israeli invasion, but it kind of implied it.
Yeah. Israel, if they had had guns, those people at that concert, they may have had a chance, at least to defend themselves.
Yeah, well, for a while there, the Israeli government got taken over by more of a left-wing government, and the first thing they did was ban all the guns in the kibbutzes,
Yep.
which didn't make any sense. I mean, they kind of lost track of reality that they're surrounded on all sides by people that want to kill them
Yeah.
and drive them, you know, from the river to the sea.
And there's groups like Jews for the Preservation of Firearms out there going, wait a minute.
Yeah.
We
Wait
want
a
to be
minute.
armed.
And I guess in some places they had guns, but they were all locked up.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's again one of those things like when you need a gun, you need it now. You don't have to go find the guy with the key.
Yeah, I kind of like to have one within reach if it's possible. You know, I feel safer with a gun than without one.
Well, you said you weren't aware of this Nashville manifesto that came out this week.
Yes.
She was killing those poor little kids and a few teachers because they were white.
Yeah. Yep. And
So if you have people out there that hate you because you're white and want to kill you because you're white, tell me why we don't need guns?
yeah. It's
And the same goes for black people, Jewish people, any type of people that have prejudice against them. They should all be allowed to defend themselves. It's not a racial thing. Thanks for coming in. I think Mr. Hi-Rez, who is Jewish and also used to be in favor of gun control.
mm-hmm.
So he's kind of seen the light, and he mentioned in there that now that he's changed his mind, he's getting attacked.
Yeah.
You know, as long as he was on the gun control is good train, everybody loved him. And now when he's like, hey, wait a second, maybe we need to rethink this.
Yeah. Especially in your home.
So I think we should end this video and let's go buy some guns. You've already got some, but you can never have too many, can you?
No, absolutely not. No.
I've got a gun or two, just so anybody's thinking of invading my home.
You got attack poodles, Karn.
Don't try it. I got a tack pool.
You don't have to worry about the
I might
gun.
have a gun or two around too.
Yeah.
So.
Holding